Alright, welcome back with the Counter Shadows. So, it was my brother's idea. He wanted me to go ahead and do a Fallout 4 playthrough for all of you. Primarily because I play so much differently than the way he plays. I'm very much get in the middle of it, mix it up type of thing. Plus, there was the recent updates with the Fallout TV show, which I haven't watched. I'm going to be upfront about everyone before we start with this. I do not like I do not like most of Bethesda's work on Fallout. Fallout 3 was good. This is merely mediocre, and everything else has been bad. That's my opinion on it. The best Fallout game, still Fallout New Vegas. Followed shortly by Fallout 2, then Fallout 1, then Fallout 3, then Fallout 4, and then the rest of it doesn't deserve to be called Fallout. So, I have a plan for what we're going to be doing. We're going to be coming into the wasteland. We're going to be dominating everything. We're going to be getting personal power. We're going to be killing everyone in our way. So yeah, alright. Well, we're good. We have a gameplay. We know what we're doing. Let's get to it. I will be skipping over the opening cinematic. This is nearly a decade-old game at this point, so you know. There's also one other thing. I do have a bunch of paid mods on, and they're not DLC, they're not creations, they're paid mods that Bethesda took advantage of people in order to get on there. I do have a lot of them. I've not paid for any. Not in Fallout 4, not in Skyrim, and I haven't played Starfield because it's god-awful from everything I can see about it. But I wouldn't get anything off the Starfield equivalent either. I won't lie to you. When they put stuff up for free, I pick it up. And when they give me free credits, I pick up things that look interesting using the free credits. That's about it. So, I'm not gonna lie and pretend I didn't take advantage to get free stuff. But I will say that I've never paid for any of it, and I never will. Alright, here we go. Let's jump right into it. Let's get to the wasteland. It's time to start dominating. So our goal is to take over the wasteland. We will be using the raiders in the beginning.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, huh?
Well, why would you want...
Get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Why would you want war to change? War is the mass slaughter of people. I mean, that's the entire point of it. We will be using the raiders in the beginning initially. I have a plan for them. A lot of people, you know, I'm gonna conquer the wasteland. I'm gonna enslave everyone basically. But you can't really do that with people that turn on you with the first stray bullet. You need to brainwash people. You need to control people. Like, if all your slaves are, you know, just a bunch of tripped out addicts, you know, they're not really all that useful. You can't just, you know, run in with a bunch of junkies and expect to be able to run a nation.
It's cute.
There's a little bed right over here. Alright, and we're just about good. We look decent. We won't look too out of place in the wasteland. Alright, let's get started. So, after giving it some thought, I think we're going to do a hybrid.
Your coffee, 173.5 degrees Fahrenheit, brewed to perfection. And today's newspaper just delivered.
More the same.
Wow, that's true of reality, isn't it? There's a hybrid build I've been wanting to try for a while. It's a hybrid melee and shotgun build. Basically speaking, we're doing mixing riflemen with basher and a decent amount of agility, like a large bayonet. We're going to be messing people up that way.
Now sounds like someone they were sleeping. I should tell you, I'm sure.
That does mean we're going to
I was nervous at first. Commonwealth's really good this show.
have to depend on a pipe rifle with a bayonet in the very beginning. Have to depend on a pipe rifle with a bayonet eventually will upgrade to a combat shotgun. And hopefully a legendary bleeding combat shotgun or explosives. All with a bayonet, obviously. So we're gonna try and mix melee and gunplay together relatively effectively. We're gonna need a decent amount of agility, a decent amount of endurance, at least 7 strength. Actually, what we could do with the agility is we could not put anything into perception and go fully automatic, because you can get fully automatic combat shotguns. It's not really an issue. Morning.
Morning.
I hate this guy's voice.
Just
I
look
hate
at
it.
that sky out there. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
It's like not only does it defy the whole point of RPGs, like having a voice-defined character instead of one you make yourself. You know, a role you get to play yourself in this game. But it's like, look, listen to this voice acting.
I'm here now.
Does that sound interesting to you? Does that,
Now, I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
You know what's curious to me? If this is going to be one of those experimental vaults, and it's going to be one of those experimental vaults, why would they want an experienced combat veteran in there?
But there's room for my entire family, right?
Like,
Of course. Miners should know what they're doing. In fact, you're already cleared for entrance. It's just a matter of verifying some information. Don't want there to be any holdups in the unforeseen event of total atomic annihilation. Won't take that long.
alright, let's get to it.
Splendid. Let's see.
I mean, like, seriously, what if our character, like, what if the, cryopod, and you'll see what I'm talking about, like, so this is a decade-old game. I'm not gonna ruin anything in-game, but I mean, you know, you've had plenty of time to perception, luck, intelligence. But you had plenty of time to be able to, like, if our character's gonna get frozen, but, they don't end up doing that because there's a malfunction or something. Like, he's the only person,
That's everything.
you know, he knows how to fight. It's not going to be a good thing for the people trying to hurt you and his family.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. It's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
Sean has been changed, but he absolutely refuses to calm down. I think he needs some eternal affection.
Alright, let's play with this unknown baby.
How are the two most important men? It's been the most
Who are you again? You haven't actually introduced yourself, and I've known you for like 2 minutes. Like, who are you actually?
Hey, how's my little guy? Much better now. Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
Let's watch TV
The
instead.
World Series? Not gonna happen.
Mom, come and see this.
Codsworth, what's wrong?
Followed by, yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation. We seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations. We do have coming
start taking over. Now, there's great opportunity in destruction. If the entire world can burn to the ground, that means it needs leadership. It needs someone capable of controlling it with a firm hand. See, that guy has the wrong priorities. He's prioritizing stuff. He should be prioritizing control. We can rebuild a new nation in our name under hell with tyranny and slavery for all.
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Infant, adult male, adult female. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
You two, follow me. Come on.
Man, I
What's
know
gonna
it's
happen
kind
to
of
all those
random,
people outside the gate?
but I really hate the power armor in this game. I don't know why people think it looks better. It's a knockoff Iron Man armor. Not even the good Iron Man armor, like that piece of junk he made in that cave. Not to mention it breaks
Almost there.
more of
We're
everything.
gonna be okay. I
And in
love
an
you.
RPG
Both of you.
series,
We love you too.
you know, a role-playing game, having a consistent world you can play a role in the game in, is kind of literally the name of the game. Plus, I don't like the shooting in this game. It's much worse than Fallout 3 and Fallout. And you know, so many people, they get into their heads that it's better. A, it's a copy-paste of any first-person shooter. Like this is the kind of first-person shooting that come pre-packaged with the game off and some acid flip on Steam or something. Any competent studio could have shut it out in 6 months. But you know what's different about it? There's this scene, I'm using
We
this
did it.
example,
We made it.
of the first Deus Ex. All the way back on the PC, back in the old days, one of the greatest first-person RPGs ever made. And they're doing a tutorial, and in the tutorial, your character has no skills. So they temporarily set your skills associated with your sniper rifles to max. Right? So you're trying to use it initially, there's a bunch of sway, you can't hit anything, not doing damage. Set it to max, you look down the scope, all the sway stops, and your character is much more proficient now. It changes how it spreads. And in Fallout New Vegas, in 3, your
Thanks.
status of your guns depends on how much sway there is and how much spread there is on your shots. For instance, if you're doing energy weapons, there's no recoil or anything, because of course energy weapons don't have recoil. There's no bullet exploding out of the chamber and pushing the gun back. The fact that there's recoil on lasers on this game is the stupidest thing ever. It's why I can't bear to use it. Like, energy weapons are my favorite. Energy weapons are my favorite in 3 and New Vegas. Hate them in this one. I think that completely ruined my favorite class of weapons. But anyways, the point of the matter is the spread will get lower. So if you have your reticle set dead center on an enemy with an energy weapon, but you have a very low skill, it might go off target, and it may still hit him. It may still do damage, but you know it's gonna be harder to get consistent shots. When you max it out, you can keep it on target. Be doing more damage. In other words, it supports the RPG aspect. I don't care what you're doing to that woman I just met. Like, honestly, I'm trying to speak to people here. Nothing happening here is important. There's no one in this situation that's important to me.
Procedure complete.
So yeah, so it's like it's shooting that supports the RPG aspect. And yes, it's stiff. Setting aside stats and skills and everything, it's stiffer than this one. But like I said, this is like the first-person controls in this game are the kind of thing you'd see on acid flips on Steam. It's something any competent studio could have shot out. Like if there's a development team dedicated to making first-person shooters, they have this recorded. Like they have these base controls recorded in a dozen different engines, and then they can copy-paste it and add whatever they're going to do. It's like good shooters add extra. Like some of them depend on realism. Some of them, like Gears of War, depend on cover systems. You know, I played a good comic book first-person shooter called The Darkness, and they had quad building where you had 2 demons in the arms coming out, and you'd be using supernatural powers and ripping shields out of people, and ripping doors off cars and using them as shields. And then you'd have in each hand you'd have a separate weapon, so you could wield like 4 different powers at once. Yes, just give them the baby. This woman has got to be the dumbest person I've ever met. Whatever. Alright, we're ignoring that. So, you know, and like I said, this is just real basic stuff. It's not supported. Like, when you max out Rifleman, for instance, you know, it doesn't feel any different shooting with any of the other weapons. All weapons function the same. You're, like, and they function the same for both characters. Like, Nora is supposedly a lawyer, and, you know, she can handle a shotgun just as well as her military-trained husband can. It's really strange. Yes, I'm totally ignoring this opening. It's just not interesting. It's just not good. I have contempt for it. Alright, we're free. It's time to start taking over. Let's get on out of here. Now, like I said before, I do have a game plan for what we're going to be doing. And we need to achieve personal power. Then we're going to use the raiders to kind of get a foothold. And then we're going to use the raiders to gain the trust of the entire wasteland. And don't worry, I have a plan. And then we're going to use that trust to rebuild an organization of people loyal to us who are convinced they're doing the right thing no matter how many innocent people we hurt or how far they follow me into hell. So, you know, it's all gonna be fun, manipulating people and killing, and I can already see the fun we're gonna have. Huh? Really?
Giant roaches.
Will you shut up? Seriously, whoever thought of that in, you know, the development team and everything, there's some lead writer, Paul Revillo or something or another, I forget his exact name, his name isn't worth remembering, the guy who came up with KISS, keep it simple, keep it stupid. No, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, like, all of you should be deeply ashamed of that writing. I'm in the middle of doing something, I got this over here trying to talk over me. You are a silent RPG protagonist. Deal with it. You know, if it was possible to record, if it was possible, you know, to get Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I have those on my Xbox One. But recording off that, like, I've done the first Fable game, and that was it was my first recording. It was really not the best. You can tell that just by looking at it. I don't regret it. I got my feet wet, as the case may be, and it was fun. But looking back on the recordings and stuff, I'm not satisfied with how that came out. Like, if we get a major upgrade and I consistently record well, I may have an actual PC that we can do this on. I may re-record all that stuff and do it all over again. We'll see. That was just not. Also, another thing, I'm not really big on terminal lore. Like, and I've already read most of it. So, I mean, if it's really important, I'll probably, you know, mention it. But I would not expect, I am not the guy who want to be reading every terminal. Also, we are on very hard. My brother likes to play on survival. I don't know how he does that. There's too many issues with glitches and stuff with Bethesda games, in my experience, to only be able to save when you get sleep. I don't know why my brother does that. I don't think it's particularly smart. But not to mention, you know, if you're recording and, you know, making videos and stuff, you know, you gotta take into account people don't want to sit here and watch you walk across a wasteland for 20 minutes straight. Fast travel in that case becomes kind of a necessity. But, you know, my brother can do it however he wants. Wow, take the bullets. our character take the vault? Take the Pip-Boy with him. I mean, serious, you needed to get in, like, get out of the vault. In this version, you used to be able just to press a button, you know, in Fallout 3, the previous one they made. Whatever, I just took a stim pack unnecessarily, didn't I? I did. That's annoying. Like, why make it so you need one of these to get out? It's just so stupid. And why does our character keep... Like, we don't need the damn thing.
Vault door cycling sequence initiated.
And you know having a weight like that's gonna throw off your aim. Like, I've mentioned it before, the very first video I made with my brother on this site. Was streaming Red Dead with him. And, well, I mean, I said it in that game, I'll say it now. I only had 2 weapons in that game because they were trying to pay real money for it, the online section. And I said, I own more guns than I've managed to unlock in this game, which is true. You know, I'm not like a Deadeye or anything, I can outshoot off more, you know, don't get me wrong. But I know enough, I've shot enough to know that I would not want that weight pulling down my aim every time. Like, it's an active detriment if you're trying to fight. Like that Pip-Boy, this Pip-Boy is clunky. I mean, look at it. Like, look at it. Alright, let's get out of here. We gotta set up a base. Get some weapons and armor. Like I said, I'm planning to invest in riflemen in the Basher perk. And I'm gonna get, ultimately I want a combat shotgun, preferably some type of legendary combat shotgun. And I'm gonna use that, and we're gonna have a large bayonet on it. And we're gonna mix that with shotgun shells. We're basically gonna run at the enemy, shooting shotguns at them, and pumping them full of lead. And then if they somehow manage to survive that, we're gonna stab them in the face. But early game, we're gonna depend on a pipe rifle. And once we get set up, our first goal will get to be Diamond City to unlock the center of the map. And then we'll start doing some Creation Club, paid mods basically, that got installed for free. We're gonna start doing some of that stuff. I do like the utility jump shoots, utility vault suits. They're more pragmatic. That'll be useful for bartering. Echoes of the past. From hell. Like I said, I've gotten a few of the creations. I gotten some free stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and camp. As much as I hate the Creation Club, and I do hate it, I'm not gonna turn down free stuff. I got a bunch of skins that aren't downloaded I got for free too. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and cap and pretend I don't take free stuff. You're never gonna see me paying for anything in the Creation Club. Ever. It's just on principle. It's paid mods. And the fact they lied to my face about it and tried to tell me it wasn't paid mods, that's actually what makes me angry. There are mods that are good enough that I would not mind paying someone. But A, I don't think Bethesda should be involved in the first place. It's just a conflict of interest. I'd much rather donate to PayPal, or not PayPal, they're Patreon or something, but then they come after them for doing that. And like like I said, you know, there's no reason for Bethesda to be involved in this. You can modify your games freely on PC. You're basically only paying for the privilege because you're not on PC. And you know, they have actual mods. They do. They have mods. They have a mod section and they have a creation club section. You can mix the two. So it's just like, you know, what are you doing, man? It's just not worth it. You're just not gonna... Just not gonna mess with all that. It's not worth it. And like I said, like, it's not even the paid mod part that makes me angry. It's the fact they lied to our faces and said it wasn't paid mods. No. Don't piss in my hand and tell me it's raining.
Yes.
I'd have had much more respect for them if they just manned up and admitted, yeah, mods are very popular, we believe some people deserve to get paid, and yes, because it's our game, we're taking a cut. I could have at least respected that as the truth. So at least they had the guts to look me in the eyes and say, you know, this is what's happening. But no, they won't even give me that common dignity. They won't even give me the common dignity of telling me what they're planning on doing.
Got it.
And, you know, a lot of people wouldn't have liked it, but it would have been their right to do it. Like, yeah, it's definitely their game, they have a right to monetize it however they want, and just as we have the right to not play it. But no, they couldn't even have the dignity of doing that.
There we go.
Really, Bethesda are a bunch of tools. Through and through. Andre Greengrass is hoping for military fatigues, if I'm being honest. Sometime. But oh well. Alright, let's keep going. Annoying rad roaches. Now, on the double barrel shotgun, there actually is upgrades where you can improve the bash rate, but it's not really significant. Plus, they replaced it with the short handmade ones. They actually do have better ones. Pipe bolt actions. Alright, we don't want bolt actions. We want... Alright. Oh, this is going to serve as our base of operations, at least for right now. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Get at least a place to sleep that's, you know, got a roof over our head. Eventually we are going to need to start bringing in slaves in order to do our bidding. And I do mean slaves. I'm gonna build them a slaves quarter. I'm gonna put slaves on it, and ain't no one gonna tell me I wasn't honest with them about it. But you know, I think they call themselves settlers instead. We're gonna need to do all that stuff eventually. But for right now, gotta get this place rearranged, cleaned up properly. You know, I'm missing the scrap everything mod already. I decided to do this pretty vanilla. I considered, you know, doing a modded playthrough without pushing my brother plays, you know. But what you gonna do? Besides, like when I'm trying to record stuff, I don't want to cause any more crashes than are expected in this type of thing. have wood, which is at least acceptable. So, you may have noticed when I was doing my stats that I put 3 into agility, 3 into endurance, and 1 into luck and perception. The only thing that's technically at 1 is my charisma. And we're going to need, like, strength is where I need it to be for it, for the basher perk. So I'm good with that. I do want more endurance for health. There's also a few perks in there I do want to get. And then I'm going to want a 6 charisma to get local leader, which really should have been a base function of like base building, but they wanted to lock upon the perk. We're not going to need that until after we're done using the raiders up. You'll see what I'm talking about. So that's a far off thing, but it's still our ultimate goal to get that at least to 6. And then I want to improve our endurance just for the health, then our agility just more or less for the action points, so that we can bash more. So we do have some pretty decent stat increases we're going to be doing. I deliberately did not pick up the special book in Sanctuary. I'm going to use that to get 11 intelligence. So if you don't know, if you take some type of temporary damage, usually by drinking some type of alcohol, you can put an extra point into intelligence, even though the book will let you put a point into intelligence, even though you're not supposed to be able to once they're 10. And once the temporary thing wears off, you have a permanent intelligence of 11. So I'm going to do that, and then with the bobblehead it's going to be 12. And that'll maximize our leveling. Plus, you know, I like playing high intelligence characters. So, you know, if anyone has an issue with that, you know, or believes that's an exploit or anything, like I said, it doesn't unlock new perks or anything, it just lets you level up a little bit faster. So, you know, it's whatever, in my opinion. Like I said, we're recording. I'm not going to exactly be able to do a bunch of grinding off screen or anything, unlike in some RPGs. Now, there are things I could do. I got the settlement ambush with the free Bethesda tokens, and that's actually what I use to grind in this game. There's better setups and stuff with like cages, but basically speaking, I'll take a settlement that doesn't have anyone in it, doesn't have any defenses or anything, and I'll just make it be attacked in waves. Usually by gunners, actually, because at the high end, you'll get nothing but high-end raiders. You can get like 140 XP with every kill, and they come in massive amounts. And like, you know, it's usually how I level up. I'll take a settlement I can't use anything with, like with that swamp one, and just do that. But I'm probably not going to be able to do that in this particular case, because I want to be recording everything that's going on. Like I said, I already missed the scrap everything mod. I may do some of the building of this place off screen. It just depends. It just depends. Alright. Got our first decent level up.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Alright, come on, dog. You work for me now. I expect you to kill my enemies and be obedient. In exchange,
let's stick together.
you shall receive food, housing, and all the ear scratches you could possibly want. Say nothing if you agree. He's already got the makings of a great servant. I don't need that stupid wedding ring anymore. I will eventually be able to sell it off. that's embarrassing. Alright, wow. Alright, do we need weapons? We need armor. Alright, we have a weapon with a bayonet. Now we just need materials to upgrade it. Now, I've said a lot of negative things about Call of Duty, but let me just say something I like about it. I like the, oh, I don't, like, with 3 agility, I'm actually tearing through these bugs acceptably fast. I need to go take another nap. I do, like the pipe weapons. I like the idea behind them. At a certain point, they were gonna have to start making their own weapons, and you can make weapons out of pipes. I'm not going to tell you how, because that could actually get me in trouble, but the Anarchist Cookbook has basic, how to make bombs and basic, weapons out of household materials. You can, like, if you get into guns, there's a whole do-it-yourself gun scene. I do like firearms, I do like going to the range myself in real life, but I'm not making my own guns in my garage. Yeah, no. Too much risk, too much personal risk for me. You try and fire a jam, like, one of those things, jams or blows up on you. It's like game, set, match, brother. Sweet. Empty freeze bottle, address. Okay. Now, we're gonna walk around here. We're gonna go get... There is one dead raider that isn't part of that whole mess. So we're gonna go grab any armor we can off of him. It's probably not gonna be any better than this hat and the drifter suit for right now. But we're gonna grab any leather. Hopefully there's some leather. I'm looking for some leather and some military fatigues, ideally. And we're gonna go with leather. We're gonna stick with that till we get metal. Then combat armor. And once we get combat armor, we're going to be just using whatever legendary combat armor we can find. And we're going to go from pipe weapons to combat shotguns. Pipe bolt action, sniper rifle. Leather left arms, road leathers. Road leathers are decent. I'm still going to need at least a few more pieces of leather armor before I can start changing up. The stripped outfit provides more protection than one piece of leather armor. Argent plasma cells, that's decent at least. No cell for a lock. I may use the Argent plasma rifle. I like the idea of blowing up the people of the wasteland with his weapon. Yeah, this is pretty effective. Oh, patch 3-piece suit. Flannel shirt, jeans, baseball base. Alright, so we need to start heading and get into Diamond City. Once Diamond City gets out there, we can start doing DLC quests and we can get going. We don't want to do that yet. We have no charisma. Besides, it's not the area where we need to go. And we did get a little bit more adhesive. We need a little bit more adhesive before we can do anything. Actually, we may be able to. Let's unlock this on the map and we'll go see if we can turn this to a proper rifle. Because our next step's gonna be Basher. Like, we don't even have the first rank of Basher. We had to upgrade our strength, remember? So this is gonna, I think this is gonna be going pretty well once we get going. I've heard Basher's a lot better than it seems. We're gonna see. I know pipe weapons are better than most people give them credit for. Shotgun bashing combinations will work out just fine. Plus, we can make ourselves some proper food.
Nice.
We'll come back here and take over this place at a certain point and start using it. We don't. We got some more duct tape. We'll start using it to take over the wasteland. Remember, our goal is to take over the wasteland. We want everything bending to us. We are going to control everything. I think we're going to call this an episode. Remember, this is going to counter shadows. Remember, the shadows are your friends.